Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Estebanlopez, and in this video, I'm going to go over why AI voice and chat agents are a game changer for home service businesses. Now, imagine a potential lead coming in from Facebook, Instagram, or Google at 4 or 5 p.m. They're interested, they click your ad, they fill out your form, but no one follows up until the next morning. Or worse, never. That lead is gone. Now, imagine instead an AI assistant instantly responding, qualifying them, answering the questions, and books the appointment, all while spending more time with family or handling more important tasks. That's the power of AI voice and chat agents. In this video, I'll walk you through why this tech is transforming home service businesses and show you real-time demo of how the AI works. This results in more leads converted without hiring extra staff, zero missed calls or slow follow-ups, pre-qualified appointments showing up to your calendar, happier customers who get instant answers, time back to focus on high-value work instead of chasing leads. A system that works even when they're not working. Now, because AI voice and chat agents don't need breaks, don't miss leads, and don't forget to follow up, they bring consistency that humans can't. And with seamless GoHighLevel integration, every conversation is tracked, follows up, are automated, and your pipeline stays organized so nothing slips through the cracks. Now, before we dive into the tools and the backend systems, let's take a moment to talk about how to properly position yourself and your offer. Now, this sets the foundation, and without it, even the best systems won't convert. Most agencies and entrepreneurs struggle not because they lack ambition, but because they lack clarity. They don't know what to sell, how to position it, or how to move clients from where they are to where they want to be. Even worse, once they figure it out, what they want to offer, they freeze, waiting until they have a solution for everything and all their backend is perfect before launching. But that perfection is costing them. While they wait, others like my clients are already closing deals and scaling with done for you systems. They're making 5, 15, 20, and even $60,000 months because they took action, not because they figured everything out first. The importance of mapping the journey to bridge the gap from your client's current situation to their dream outcome. You need to reverse engineer the transformation. Use this as your bird's eye view to define what you offer and what services to build. If you're just starting out, don't try to build all the steps at once. Start with a small win that solves a painful problem. Master that, then expand. Growth comes from stacking wins, not waiting for the perfect setup. Use this framework to guide your positioning, content, and offers. The clearer you are on the transformation, the easier it's going to become to sell and deliver real results. Now, what you're looking at here is a chart showing how to bridge the gap between where your clients are now, frustrated, disorganized, inconsistent, and where they want to be, automated, consistent, and profitable. Instead of selling random tools, you're mapping out their entire journey and positioning yourself as the one who bridges the gap. Now, let's take a look at this little chart that I created. If you look over here where the current situation is, right here, this is where the client is now. Overwhelmed, missing leads, no follow-up, inconsistent content, no automation. They know what's broken, but don't know how to fix it, right? Now, the gap is where your service comes in. Each vertical box represents a system you can improve over time. You don't need to solve everything at once. Start simple. This is just an example. The goal is to identify their pain points, categorize them, and gradually build solutions around the areas that matter most. And as you can see over here, I have one for lead generation, one for lead flow, appointment flow, sales flow, and you can name it whatever you want. But I'm just giving you an example of how to actually build a system that will actually give you a bird's eye view of pain points and the solution to those pain points. Now, for lead generation, how are they getting their attention or traffic? Paid ads, organic content, referrals. Your goal is to help them attract the right leads consistently. Lead flow. Once leads show interest, what happens next? Do they hit a landing page, a DM, a form? You want to capture that info and push them forward. Appointment flow. How do they book calls or get sales conversations started? Here's where AI or automation shine. You build systems to automate booking. Sales flow. Once the call is booked, do they get reminders, a pre-call video? Helping clients close more by optimizing the back end of the sales cycle equals more return on investment. And now over here is their dream outcome, right? What they actually want: predictable appointments, time back, automated systems, more income. You deliver that by mapping the journey and filling in the gaps, right? Don't wait until you have a solution for every single step. Start simple. As you work with clients, you'll uncover more problems, and the more problems you solve, the more valuable you become. That's how you're able to scale and charge even more. Once you've mapped out the gap between your client's current situation and their dream outcome, and you start solving these pain points one by one, this is what naturally starts happening. You're able to craft and scale $5,000 to $15,000 done for you or done with you offers because you're solving real problems and delivering real value. Then you establish proper branding and asset protection. Your systems start looking more professional and become easier to sell. That helps you stand out with unique angles. You're no longer competing on price, but on positioning. With better positioning, you gain higher pricing power. Clients are willing to pay even more because they see you as the expert. And over time, clients become dependent on your system, not just your time. That's when retention and recurring revenue go up. And once everything compounds, your clients' results, systems, pricing, and positioning, you unlock compounding growth. This is the long game, and this is how you scale while charging more, right? So now let's go over the backend system and the platforms that we actually use to build them in, right? So we're looking at GoHighLevel and Assistable AI. We use tools such as GoHighLevel, which is the core backbone of our AI infrastructures. It handles all the essential automations, CRM, lead capture, pipeline tracking, follow-ups, appointment bookings, and nurturing workflows. We built our AI systems like voice and chat assistants directly on top of GoHighLevel, using it to manage conversations, trigger actions, store lead data, and automate the entire client journey. It's what allows us to create scalable, plug and play infrastructures that run 24/7 without the need for a large team. Now, for the AI platform we use, Assistable AI, it's a powerful voice and chat automation platform that lets you build AI agents capable of qualifying leads, answering questions, following up, and booking appointments, fully automated and available 24/7. It integrates directly with GoHighLevel and allows you to deploy AI across key channels like WhatsApp, SMS, Instagram DMs, Facebook Messenger, and your website chat widget. So you can engage leads wherever they are instantly. What makes it even more valuable for agency owners is that it's fully white labeled. You can brand it with your own logo, domain, and dashboard, making it perfect for reselling AI powered systems under your own name while keeping full control over your client's experience. Now that you've seen the tools we use to build AI infrastructures, let me give you a bird's eye view of our backend system and walk you through how each one works. All right, so let me give you a nice little bird's eye view of it. And the beautiful thing about actually building these systems in a flowchart is because now you're able to visually see and improve these systems. You're going to be able to build high converting systems because now you're actually mapping every scenario out. So depending on what happens in the conversation, you're able to push these contacts into different branches and into different areas or stages in the pipeline, right? It's super important to map this out and have a visual representation of what your system looks like so that you're able to improve it and optimize it over time. Okay. And the beautiful thing about this is that you're able to create content be able to showcase this to clients and say, hey, listen, this is the system that we're building. This is the back end system, right? We don't expect you to know and learn it by heart. But what I'm trying to say is that we build the systems that way you don't have to worry about it, right? And seeing this makes them say, yeah, these people are the real deal. They know what they're doing. They have a complete system built out. They're more likely going to want to work with you. Okay. So let me actually walk you through each one of these. They're all very similar. Now, for this one right here, this is the speed to lead outbound assistant. What's going to happen is that the moment the new lead opts in, doesn't matter what source they opt in from, they fill out a form, they're interested in the services. What's going to happen is that all that information inside of that form, whether it's a lead form or a form that they fill out on their landing page, that information is going to get automatically stored in GoHighLevel CRM. Then it instantly triggers a new lead workflow. Within 3 to 5 minutes, the lead instantly gets one or two messages. Now, afterwards, we're basically giving them the choice of either getting a phone call or continuing the conversation via text. Now, depending on which option they choose, because we already know we live in an age where there's people that prefer texting, but there's also people that prefer a phone call. So we're giving them that option. If they say a phone call, then guess what's going to happen? AI is instantly going to call them right there on the spot. It's going to say, all right, cool. Give me a moment. I'm going to give you a call from a 312 number, 3121 number, right? I'm just giving you an example. And all this is customizable. You don't have to, it's not always going to do that if you don't want it to, but if you did, you can literally let the person or the lead know that I'm going to give you a call from XYZ number. Okay. It's going to call them, right? The moment it calls them, it's going to go through the conversation flow. It's going to qualify the lead. It's going to answer questions, and it's going to extract that information and store it directly into GoHighLevel. Now, if they decide that they want text message or if they want to continue the conversation through text, same thing. Instead of a phone call, AI is going to say, okay, cool. And then it's just going to continue that conversation via text. And it's going to do the same exact thing. It's going to go through the conversation flow. It's going to qualify the lead. It's going to answer any questions, FAQs. And then it's going to extract that information and store it inside of GoHighLevel CRM. Then the AI is automatically going to book them in. It's going to basically ask them if they're interested in having an in-home inspection. If it's an actual homeowner, then it's going to book them in. It's going to get their address. It's going to verify their email. It's going to verify their phone number. And then it's going to book them into the calendar, right? The lead then instantly gets a confirmation email and a message. Once the phone call ends, it's going to go through a post-call analysis. And in this post-call analysis, it's actually going to summarize the transcript. It's going to give you the transcript. It's going to give you the audio recording, and any other information that you want gets stored into CRM. We can then use this information and send your client or the business owner an internal, or the team, an internal notification directly to their email or a text message. Once that happens, the lead then gets pushed into a pre-selling stage or the appointment confirmation reminder stage. Okay. Now, the next assistant that we provide is the inbound assistant. Now, it's very similar to the outbound assistant or the speed to lead assistant. The only difference is that we're receiving phone calls. So if your client doesn't have time to take calls, right? He finds himself working and always on the go and always missing calls, or his team doesn't have time to answer all the phone calls that come in. What you can do is provide them an inbound assistant that works 24/7, right? It doesn't matter what time or day it is. The AI will respond to any phone calls during or after hours, right? So the new lead calls, the AI voice assistant instantly answers them. We update their contact information directly into their CRM, their name, their phone number, their email, right? Then it's going to go through the conversation flow. It's going to qualify the lead. It's going to answer any questions that they might have, right? All that information then gets extracted and stored in GoHighLevel. We're going to have access to the database or the knowledge base where the AI is going to be able to instantly handle any objections or any questions. Like I said over here, it's going to be the same thing. We're extracting the information that we get from here directly into the CRM. And then depending on the qualification process, if there is any, We're going to then book them into the calendar. Then the lead instantly gets a confirmation email and a message. And again, we're going to go through a post-call analysis. We're going to get the call summary, the transcript, the audio recording, and any other information and store that information into the CRM. And then in which case, we send an internal notification directly to your client, letting them know that they have another booked appointment. And then it's going to actually send them the call summary, the transcript, the audio recording. That way they could actually go back and listen to it, where they could see what the conversation was like, right? That way, when they actually go to their house to do the inspection, they know exactly what that person or that contact or the lead spoke to the AI about, okay? Then we're going to push them to the appointment confirmation reminder stage. Another assistant that we provide is the database reactivation assistant. Now, this assistant is mainly if one of your clients has a list of leads. Okay. Now, the first thing we're going to do is organize that list and the offer for the AI build out, right? So each campaign or each database reactivation campaign is going to be dependent on what the outcome or what the goal is, right? So depending on the offer and goal, we're going to be able to set up a system or a conversational AI that's going to be specific to what their needs are. Okay. Then that list is going to be added into the CRM and we're properly going to tag it. The lead list added into our reactivation system engine. We set up drip mode to call, and we start off with 200 per day and then about 10 leads every 10 minutes. Right. And we do this from the beginning and we slowly increase that. Now we want to take into consideration the amount of actual consecutive calls that we can make at the same time so that we won't have any issues when the AI is actually calling all these leads. Now, the AI is going to instantly call every single lead nonstop, right? Or until they run out of the actual amount of leads that you actually wanted to call for that specific day, right? We're then going to extract any information that we have. If they do pick up or answer the phone call, we're going to extract all the information and store that into GoHighLevel. Then we're going to have access to the database or the knowledge base so that we're able to handle any FAQs or any questions or any objections that that person or that lead might have. And we're going to go through that. We're going to continue going through that qualification process. Then we're going to book their appointment if that's what they want. Okay, we're going to extract that information and store that into the CRM. I think I mentioned that earlier. And then that lead instantly gets a confirmation email message. And then the same thing, post-call analysis, internal notification, and then the pre-selling. Now, during the phone call, right, if the lead does not want to book an appointment or they don't respond, right, we're going to push them to, and I think I forgot to mention that in the earlier assistance, that if they don't respond, we're going to push them to the daily follow-up sequence, okay? Or if they do respond and they basically tell you to not bother them or to F off or whatever the case is, remove me from your list, we're going to actually be able to do just that. We're going to be able to remove them from the list and then add them to a different stage in the pipeline. So that way we know that, hey, listen, we're not going to try to reach out to these people anymore. Okay. The next assistant that we can provide, right, is an AI chat widget assistant, right? A new lead visits their webpage, starts a new conversation with the chat widget assistant, information stored in GoHighLevel CRM. And then we go through the conversation flow, right? Information gets extracted and stored in GoHighLevel. We have access to the database and knowledge base. So that way we can handle any questions and objections. And then we're able to book them in, right? Same thing, post-call analysis or post-convo analysis, internal notification, and then the pre-selling, which is the appointment booking confirmation and reminder sequence. Now, if they're not interested at the moment to book an appointment or they're not ready, we can actually either tag them and push them to a different stage in the pipeline, or even since you tagged it, you could actually reactivate that lead down the road through a database reactivation. Okay. Now, I don't overcomplicate it for my clients, right? This is the system that I provide them. And then the moment we actually book them in, or depending on the scenario, either they don't respond or they book an appointment. Now, if they don't respond, we're going to push them to the daily follow-up, okay? Or the daily nudge / follow-up. What's going to happen is at the moment the lead doesn't actually answer the phone call after a certain amount of times that we actually try to call them, then they get pushed into this workflow, right? It gets triggered, automated follow-up every 24 hours within like maybe 8 o'clock or to 5 p.m. window, or maybe even 9 a.m. to like a 5 p.m. window. I'm just giving you an example here. Then we're checking the contact data, whether they're in DND, do not disturb, or appointment has been booked or not interested, right? So depending if they are tagged with any of these, then guess what? We're just going to remove them from this workflow. And then they're going to be added to the correct stage in the pipeline. Then we're auto tracking the amount of times that contact has been followed up with, right? If it's still within that same limit, and we keep it for daily, we keep it anywhere between 5 to 7 consecutive days. As long as they're within that limit, then we're going to continue calling them, right? If they don't respond, then we're going to text them, right? We're going to send them a quick follow-up message. If they still don't respond, then we're going to repeat the cycle over and over and over again until the 5 or 7 days are up. And once those 5 or 7 days are up, we're going to get pushed, right, to the weekly follow-up sequence. So if they don't respond for 5 or 7 consecutive days, they are automatically pushed to our weekly follow-up sequence, which is this one. Now, if they do respond, whether it's a phone call or a text message, right, again, we're going to go through the conversation flow where we have access to the database and knowledge base. AI instantly handles objections and answers any questions. All that information doesn't get stored directly into GoHighLevel CRM. Then it goes to the appointment booking stage, in which if they do book an appointment, they automatically get a confirmation email a message. Then it goes to the post-call analysis or the post-convo analysis, in which we're getting their call summary, transcript, audio recording, and then sending that information to your client or the business owner. And then we're pushing them to the appointment booking or appointment confirmation reminder sequence. Okay. Now, the follow-up is exactly the same. The only difference is that instead of following up with them daily, we're following up with them weekly. Okay. Now, for each one of these, we're not calling them for this one. We're not calling them every single day at the same time. We're calling them every day at different times. So if, let's say, you call them at 11 a.m. one day and they're busy, maybe if we call them the next day at 3 p.m., they might not be busy. Okay. So we try to call them at different times to see if maybe if they're not busy, that they'll answer the phone call. Okay. Or even the message. The whole point is to get them to engage again with the AI so that we can try to get them booked in. For the weekly, it's like I said, it's exactly the same thing. Instead of daily, it's weekly. And again, we're not following up with them every single week, the same day and the same time. We're following up with them every week, different days, different times. That way, hopefully, we're able to re-engage that lead and then get them booked into their calendar. Okay. So this is how you're able to provide value to your clients, because I'm going to be straight up with you. Your clients or these business owners aren't doing all this. There's no way that they're actually following up with leads every single day for 5 to 7 days, and then every single week for infinite. You can follow up with these leads 200 weeks if you wanted to, for the whole year. There's no limitations. But the cool thing about it is that you could actually limit it to 30 weeks or 50 weeks or 100 weeks, whatever you want. You can actually set the limit. And then once that limit is reached for the weekly, then we can tag them, and then for future reactivation. So if you have them tagged, then you can actually set up a campaign and then reactivate that lead through that database reactivation campaign. Okay. Now, the appointment flow system. It's a pretty simple system, but the whole point is pre-selling them before the sales representative or the consultant actually goes for the in-home inspection, right? So we want to pre-sell them before they actually get to that point, because not only do we want to pre-sell them, but we want to increase the show-up rate. So the moment a new lead books an appointment, they go through this confirmation reminder sequence, right? They get a confirmation email and message. Then you can actually set, and again, this can be customized however you want. You can improve it, make it better, or you can use the same system, and it's actually really effective. Secondary message email is actually sent with educational assets. Now, hopefully, if you're working with business owners making more money, most likely they already have a system. They might already be creating some sort of content. And what you can do is you can get this content or this educational material, maybe a YouTube video, and you could actually send this over to their client or their new customer that actually booked the appointment. The whole point is to educate them and actually walk them through, hopefully maybe walk them through the process of them getting started to the point where they actually finish the work. Educate them to the point where they see you as an expert and they're not going to want to cancel, reschedule the appointment, and they're going to want to show up. Now, once this is sent, if it's past the 24-hour period, then they're going to get a 24-hour reminder email message, right? Then the next message, which maybe 8 hours before, could be case studies and a reminder of how important it is to watch the educational asset, right? Now, if the contact or the lead maybe has a question, the AI chat assistant gets activated and answers maybe any questions that they might have. Or if they want to reschedule, they can reschedule it right here on the spot, and then it's just going to go through the same process again. Okay. Now, hopefully they've watched these videos. Obviously, you can't force people to watch anything. All you can do is just kind of give them the information and send them the assets, and hopefully they'll be able to watch it and then remind them how important it is to watch it, right? Then the 1 hour reminder email and message gets sent over to them. And then the 1 hour AI voice reminder. So the AI is actually going to give them a call and then remind them of their appointment. Now, if they want to reschedule, they can reschedule it. And then it's just going to start the whole process again. Or if they do end up canceling at any time, then it's just going to push them they're going to get added to the cancellation sequence. Okay. Now, obviously, the AI is going to try to get them rescheduled. But if they do decide they just want to cancel the appointment, we're going to at least try to extract that information from the lead so that we know the reason why they actually cancel the appointment. Okay. And then we're going to store that information into the CRM. And then we're going to push them to this cancellation sequence. The cancellation sequence very easily could be just email nurturing sequences where we're just sending them information about maybe case studies, educational assets, so that we keep your client's business top of mind. Okay. Now, after this 1 hour, it could be a 30-minute reminder email message and maybe even an internal notification to the team to let them know, hey, give them a call and let them know how long it's going to take you to actually get to their house. Or just a 30-minute email or 30-minute heads up. Hey, listen, we have an appointment in 30 minutes. And again, like I said, all this can be adjusted to however long you want before the appointment. And then obviously the in-home inspection, then if they do show up, right, if they don't cancel, reschedule the appointment, then the in-home inspection gets taken care of by the consultant or their sales team. Okay. Now, for the no-shows and cancellation. Now, this might just be no-shows, maybe. Cancellations, I feel, should just be like maybe email sequences, maybe a few text messages here and there just to keep you top of mind. If they haven't already decided maybe the reason why they canceled it, maybe they decided on another business to actually do the work. In that case, you could tag it and just remove them from the system completely. But if their cancellation was because maybe something else happened, then maybe you can actually kind of put them in a different cancellation workflow. So you keep your client's business top of mind. Okay. Now, for no shows, you can literally just have this simple workflow, right? They get added to this workflow manually, right? If they don't show, they get an email and a text message. Then you have AI call them if there's no response at all to this message, right? It could be after maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes, right? So you can kind of wait extended maybe 30 minutes after they don't show up. And then you could just have AI call them. Maybe 10 minutes afterwards, you can have the email message and the message sent out. And then maybe 15 minutes later, you can have AI call. Again, this can be customized however you want. Now, if they don't respond, we're going to continue trying to reach out to them over and over again, right? It's going to kind of be like the daily follow-up or whatever it is to be able to try to engage with them again. Now, if they do respond via text or a call, we're going to go through the whole process again. We're going to try to get information. We're going to try to get them to book an appointment with you. And if they do, they're going to go through the whole confirmation reminder sequence again, post-call analysis, internal notification, pre-sell, appointment reminder, confirmation sequence. Okay. If they're just not interested anymore for whatever reason, then we're just going to push them. We're going to tag them for future reactivation, right? Depending on the outcome or the scenario. And the beautiful thing about it, you can literally list out different outcomes or different scenarios that can actually happen on the phone call, and have different tags and extract different information. So that way you can actually push these leads to different stages in the pipeline. Okay. All right. So let me give you guys a quick demo of what this looks like. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole workflow. I'm just going to have it call me. All right. I made a quick, simple workflow, straight up make AI call. Okay. And I put the assistant ID already, so it should be good. I set up a new contact. I deleted my old one and added a new one. All right. So I'm just going to wait for the call. Give it a moment. Okay. Getting the call right now.
Hi, this is Amy with Spray Foam Pros. Am I speaking with Esteban?
Yeah, you're speaking to him.
Great. Thanks, Esteban. I'm reaching out because you recently filled out a form through one of our Facebook ads about spray foam insulation. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. Just to confirm, are you the homeowner?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Can you tell me a bit about your current insulation situation? Are you experiencing any issues like drafts, high energy bills, or uneven temperatures?
Actually, I'm calling. Well, not calling, but I'm actually interested because I do feel a draft in one of my windows, and my energy bill is actually increasing as well.
Thanks for sharing that, Esteban. Drafts and rising energy bills are definitely signs that your insulation might need an upgrade. Spray foam insulation can help seal those drafts and improve energy efficiency, which could lower your bills. Would you like to schedule a free home inspection? It's a no pressure way to see what's going on and explore your options.
Yeah, that would be great. But actually, before that, I just wanted to ask if I do get the insulation taken care of in my house, do I need to leave the house? And for how long?
Great question, Esteban. Yes, it's recommended to vacate your home during the installation process. This is mainly to avoid any fumes while the spray foam cures. Typically, you'd need to stay out for about 12 to 24 hours, depending on the ventilation and the size of the project. Once it's fully cured, it's completely safe to return. Does that work for you? If so, we can go ahead and set up the inspection.
Yeah, that works.
Perfect. Let's get your free home inspection scheduled. I have your phone number as 917 30. Could you also share your full address, including the zip code, so we can confirm everything?
Yeah, it's actually 54 State Street, Albany, New York, 12207.
Got it. Thanks for confirming your address. Let me check our availability for the inspection. We have some openings today, April 14th, starting at 12 p.m., or tomorrow, April 15th, starting at 8 a.m. Which time works best for you?
You said tomorrow, 8 a.m., right?
Yes, tomorrow at 8 a.m. is available. Should I lock that in for you?
Yeah, let's lock that in.
Got it. I'll lock you in for tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Awesome.
You're all set for your free home inspection tomorrow at 8 a.m. If you have any questions before then, feel free to reach out. Looking forward to helping you with your insulation needs. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
You're welcome. Take care and have a great day. Bye.
Okay, there you have it. Just wanted to show you a little bit of what's involved, and this was actually something really quick that I set up. Just an outbound assistant that's just going to reach out to every single lead as soon as they come through. Okay, and what I wanted to do is actually show you. Let me see if it updated the system already. Okay, you can see right here we have the call summary, we have the notes, we have the recording, right? Now, if we take it a step further, if I was to refresh this, Now you could see right here, 54 State Street, Albany, New York, 12207. My address saved perfectly fine. You could also see right here, the recording saved within the CRM, right? So we were able to book an appointment. I got the confirmation message. I got the audio recording right here if you wanted to listen to it. Now, I would have shown you the details right here because usually I would just get the details saved into a custom field, but I didn't set up post call analysis. I'm sorry, I didn't set up post call webhook. So that's kind of like the main reason I didn't get the transcript, summary, and recording into a custom field. But you basically what you can do is all the notes that you get on the actual call, whether it's an outbound call or inbound call, the recording, right? You can see the call time, right? The call summary. You could also get the transcript and push that over into custom fields. Then you can actually send this information directly to your client. So that way, when they do actually go to do the inspection, they have everything they need. So super important. I just wanted to show you guys a quick demo, nothing crazy. So that way you have an idea of what it sounds like. You can actually change the voice. You can adapt, integrate 11 Lab voices or import 11 Lab voices. You can change the voice. You can change the settings, the temperature, how quickly you want it to speak, how slow you want it to speak, the tonality. You could change so many factors or so many things in the settings so that it speaks the way you want it to speak, right? All right. So if this breakdown gave you clarity and you want access to this exact system we use, whether you're looking to implement them yourselves through our do-it-yourself all access pass, or you want our team to build everything out for you or your client, here's what to do next. Join our free school community where we drop trainings, answer questions, and connect with other entrepreneurs building the same way. If you're ready to move faster, feel free to book an appointment with our team or just reach out to me directly with any questions you have. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. We've got a lot more coming to help you automate, scale, and grow smarter. Take care, guys. Peace.